So in this video, I'm going to be recording my sketching session in which I'm going to be sketching Boba Fett. So I have a bunch of picture references of Boba Fett here. So I'm just going to choose randomly, and I'm just going to be making some sort of collage on my sketchbook here. Sketch them very loosely, first with a pen, randomly position them in the paper, and then let's see what happens. So I like this stance here that he is standing there. Quite minimal, for minimal lines, and just look at the shape, and then later on just finish it with watercoloring, sort of like impression of it, of Boba Fett, and with many poses here. Just looking at the shapes, just noting down where things are. Parts of his gun. Drawing this very loosely, just like a framework of sorts. So I'm using a disposable felt tip pen. Specifically, this is the Unipin Fine Line 0.3 millimeters. From here, from this angle, just make that correction. It's supposed to be a bit more shorter, and that's it. Few more lines there. So I like pose of his helmet. Thing on his neck, a scarf of sorts. There's a sort of thickness there, but not completely draw that this rocket that he has here at the back. His shoulder pad, I like this one. So his head is sort of like tilting. Just gonna simplify that like that. So I'm not really overthinking how this entire thing is being drawn. So not so perfect, just impressions of his armor. And sometimes I like my pen not leaving the paper because I'm just mimicking the shapes. Okay, here we are with this one. So I'm gonna go back for the armor here. Shadow there. Just a bit of that gun there. His belt. Side arm is somewhere there. So I'm not worried about these images just mixing up, and I think it's interesting. It sort of like feels like a poster of sorts. That's it. Next image. Yeah, this one. So it's bigger. The vent in his helmet. Just spent his rocket right here. With that, it's part of his shirt. Okay, his shoulder pad is roughly here. So I like the fact that these things are. These drawings are fusing together. This sort of like took me 20 minutes to do, and now to go and put in the colors for this to be a bit more loose. Let's see if I can do this as fast. So I'm just bringing out my brushes. It's, something small, something bigger. So this is a Da Vinci Kolinsky. I'll be using my watercolor set, which is the Schminka. This is a mix of mostly Schminka colors, so pigments, watercolor, and I have my rag here. So I think I'll start with, I don't know, this green. His armor is made of these things, and then I mean it's mostly colored green, minimal spots first, and I'd like to have sort of like my paper to be white as in some parts of him. So let's see. So, right now at this stage, I'm just reacting to whatever here I'm picking up colors. I'm not very particular, exact. Just to define. And I'm not familiar actually with which color is which and what their names are, but I haven't been using this palette for months, and it's fairly brand new, and I haven't really used it so much. I'm just figuring out things. Okay, I think this is Perlin green, and just this pale sort of color. Okay, so I'm going to mix in that green that I just picked up, which is Perlin, I think. And oops, it's supposed to be maroon. I'm just gonna pick up these things because it's going to mix. I like that dull red that he has. Okay, so I'm using a rag here to control my water. I'm just gonna pick up this, I don't know, it's gray. It's a hose there. We'll come back later on. So I'm gonna be working on the others. More of that mixing. Okay, this is gonna be a bit more bluish. Need that gray. Watercoloring this and infusing the images together, just loosely coloring. Pick up this. I think this is Potter's Pink. So I'm gonna go back and get some of that green. Okay, try it and try to get some clear water. Have that wash out. That dark green here. Greenish. That's the scarf here. There's a bit of light striking here on this side, so it's going to be lighter. And then just wash that. Then mark that gray. Darken it a bit. So at this point, that other painting there, it's starting to dry, so maybe I could just go jump back in there, put in a bit of shadows, thin that out, thin out a bit. So what I'm doing here is doing some impressionistic paintings of the areas. Okay, so I'm not totally, following all the colors. So the main point here of this painting exercise is It's really not about the realism of the entire thing. Now, part of his visor has this red tint. Draw out the visor. When that's dry, I'm gonna darken that a bit more. I'm gonna do some detailing now of that same reddish or red parts of the visor or the helmet. Now for the yellow shoulder pads, okay, I have this nice yellow here. Take this, I think this is sort of like a yellow ochre. To darken this, it should have, I should take the color that is opposite, which is yellow is opposite to sort of a purple. So get this purplish, and it becomes this very muddy. So that's what it looks like here, because it's in a shadowed area. Bright yellow becomes this duller. So I'm just gonna get some of these purplish violet, darken that. So right, it's hitting the lights, so it's brighter there. There's the shadow here. Yep. Profile. This one. Something like this. Visor. Okay, so shadow there. Gray shirt. Dark gray. Okay, define the gun. Right now I'm darkening even more some of the shadowed areas of his armor, his visor. Do that. Okay. Wrinkles feel like armor red, and his arm, and then followed by darkening that area. Yep, pick up some of the red, get that impression of a dark red. And then place in that dent in his helmet that he doesn't want to fix. Oops. Okay, too dark. Use that. Darken some of the areas here. Yeah. Like that. Brownish. Okay, in order for me to make that brown, I can pick up some green. Not too much. Okay, mix that up. Shadow. Yeah. There's these armor cuts that he has. And then more shadow here, and his helmet. A look. The impression is okay. So like here. This one needs to be with a this sort of mix. Okay, I'm just gonna get that. This dull brown of sorts. And the rest is gray. With the scope. Let that dry, and then I'll just come back later. His visor here, pick up this dark gray. Now the red parts of his helmet. Okay, so I'm just going to randomly just the opposite of red is really green, so I'm just gonna add a bit of green. Let's see what happens there. So I want this to be a bit more neutralized, so I'm mixing in of that green, so it's probably dull out that red. It's here. It's more of a gray. Let's pick up that. So it's a neutralized, a sort of maroonish. Okay, it's too much here. So I'll just leave that be. Just finely brush this. I'm not going to be so particular with all the details. So just an impression of a gun, bullets or sorts, cartridges. Oops, shadow. The yellow knee pads. And more of this darker area here to note that there's a shadow cast, and the rest is going to be light, sort of light. Lift some of this. And contrast a bit more. Okay, so I want this to be a bit darker in this area. Match that here. Pick up some water. And then spread that out. Okay, thin that out. Read wash. So that this is impression that there's a shadowed roundish thing. So far so good. Okay, so this turned out to be a bit too brown than I wanted to be. So I'm just gonna put in a bit of this yellow is a bit opaque, so that's fine. More of this bluish. I think this is solidite. Guess that impression of shadowed area for this arm. Wash it out. So like this. Now I'm gonna emphasize more of some of the green areas that are shadowed. Gonna bit a bit of that darker green, then spread it. Mix it up like this. I'm nearing to the end of doing this. I thought of doing this, sort of like exercise my painting skills. I'm just thinking about some of the favorite shows that I have. Boba Fett happens to be something that is more recent, I guess. Not recent, but has this. It's been months since the show actually was aired. Just that impression because it's closer to there. Yep. A very therapeutic endeavor that from time to time I just do and meditate. And normally I don't record it. I thought, since I haven't been publishing a lot of videos lately, this is a good opportunity for me to showcase the technique for anybody who gets to get inspired by sketching out fan art. Just do them, and then as a way of practicing your skills from time to time. Just loosely, and don't be so worried about it being so detailed. Just practice your sense of proportions, shape, way for you to just relax. So normally I don't really talk when I'm doing all these paintings, and I'm just quiet and see what happens. I mean, this is how many minutes now? Okay, so it's about an hour already has passed since I started. And so this is what I have so far. So more of the brush detail here for the armor and darker area. Darken that area like that. And just to match that darkness there, do that. Wash your brush. and then smooth, eliminate those hard lines, just to show that. One more thing, forgot to place an emblem on his shoulder pad. That emblem, we're going to be taking in another brush, so that detail is going to be like just an impression. So I'm getting more of this sort of pinkish, like a red. And then to neutralize that, it's too much of this pinkish red. I'm gonna get some green, just a shade, just a hint, and not exactly what it looks like, just an impression. So other things, okay, so I'm just gonna go place in some of the missing shadows that I'm already noticing. I'm just gonna go and get this dark gray. Push it out a bit so it's not too dark. I think I'm finished, really. I think I need to stop now. And every painting, when you finish with your brush, you need to wash it out, all the paint, so it doesn't get ruined. Just with clean water, dry out a bit, and then leave it flat, horizontally. Here is finished painting sketch collage of Boba Fett, January 28th. So I hope you enjoyed this recording of me just sketching out one of my favorite characters in TV or in movie. So until the next time, see you then, and then like and subscribe if you can. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.